Hi guys, I want to talk to you about a guy called Nehemiah. He was an amazing man who loved his home of Jerusalem so much that he travelled back there to help rebuild the walls of Jerusalem. You know, their walls were just like the fences around our houses and our yards. They keep our animals in, they keep us in so we don't run onto the road. They also keep things out of our yards and out of our house. But of course this was a wall around a whole big city. But it was broken down from battles and decay over the years. And he really had a heart to build that wall again and strengthen their people, strengthen their community. So he had to come up with a plan because, you know, Jerusalem had pretty big walls. But, you know, a couple of guys or some well-meaning people who wanted to get things done just wasn't going to cut it. So he came up with a strategy. And he asked for every family group or every people group to look after their section of the wall. So if you read in the story of Nehemiah, he actually talks about people groups doing a gate, people groups doing the wall next to there and the wall next to there and that gate there. So much so that all of the walls of Jerusalem were rebuilt because each family group took a piece of their wall and they built it up as they needed to in front of them. But of course, just like the Lego in front of me, they would have had to work together because, as you know, if you just build Lego levels on top of each other, it's not going to be very strong. You actually have to put it under and over very carefully, don't you? So not only were they responsible for the section of wall in front of them, but they would have had to work together as combined peoples to build this wall. Now you may be asking why I'm telling you this story and why I've got all these Legos in front of me. Well, it's Heart for the House. This is where we give our special offering to God, not for tithes because He asks us to, not for missions because we want to help people around the world. This is another special tithe. This is one that we pray together about as a family. We give what we can. Basically, we build our section of the wall. So these beautiful models have been made by some of our kids in kids church, and I haven't destroyed them. I love them so much. As you can see, there's a cross here, there's a big projector screen here, Dave with his glasses doing that, there's a piano. This is the church auditorium that some of our beautiful kids created, Dana and Hannah being among them. Over here is part of kids church. There's another computer desk, an admin area, and a screen over here. This is our big outdoor area outside of the auditorium. Storage, I love my girls. Cafe and seating areas. They've thought of so many things, but the thing I love the most is that they dreamt this a couple of years ago. They dreamt about the church that we would have. Just as Nehemiah built the wall by using all the people to build their section, it's the same thing for Heart for the House. We as families of In Church need to build our wall of our church together. Nehemiah went on to look after the poor, the walls of Jerusalem would have kept them safe. Heart for the House is similar to that. We are actually building our church, our walls of our community, but also where we can be safe and build community to look after the poor, to look after others in our community. So, for Heart for the House, I want you guys to do something. I want you to talk to Mum and Dad or Grandma and talk about, as a family, how can you build your section of the wall? So we're not talking actual bricks, we are talking the money that we can put into the Heart for the House offering, that when we put it all together, just like we have to build a wall together, when we put all that money together, we're going to be able to get our building or our land, whatever God's got waiting for us. So I just want you to consider that and really pray about how you can build your part of the wall. It could be 20 cents, it could be $2, I don't know, it could be $200. You pray about it, talk to Mum and Dad or Grandma, and as a family, let's build the walls of In Church Melbourne together, okay?